Hey, hello everyone, and welcome back to Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and today is a special day where we are showing you some loom knitting products out there, and I am so glad that you're going to join me today. Welcome, welcome. We're going to show several things. One I've shown before, but there are so many new things to what they have. This is called the Knit and Purl tool, and I'm also going to be, sorry, I'm moving some things around. I'm also going to be showing you something else. So anyway, I'm gonna wait until several people hop on here. I've got my notes, I'm ready, and I also have all the stuff in front of me. So we'll be showing it, demonstrating it a little bit, but mostly talking about it and showing you the physical product because it's really beautiful. I am so glad to have gotten to know Kathy, the owner of the Knit and Purl tool, a little bit better, and she is so gracious to send these to me so that I can show them to you. But her heart behind it is awesome and amazing, so I am excited about this. We also will be having Kathy on a little bit later in the broadcast this morning for a little bit of a Q&A session so you can ask her your questions. While we wait for everyone to jump on, I'm going to see where I know Carol, my one of my GKK team, she is not going to be in the broadcast this morning, and Joanne's going to be a little late. So I didn't realize I was going to have to share this to the group without it, so I'm not able to do it. But if anybody can share it to our Good Knit Kisses group, that would be outstanding. That way that they know about it. I'd let everybody know. But anyway, if you don't mind sharing that, that would be awesome. Apparently it's not letting me do it this morning. Anyway, I'm so glad you guys are here. Welcome everyone. Chris, hey Jackie, hey Mickey, hey, good morning Cheryl. How are you guys? Hey Summer, I see Summer, come on. Summer, oh, and we're gonna go to Stitches, Texas. So in a few weeks, Stitches, Texas will be in town and I will be there. Let me know if you're gonna be there. Hey, good morning Mary and Joan. Hey Robin and Melissa, Judy. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for sharing this today and giving us some love for some loom knitting. So if you are a needle knitter, we have a tool called the Knitting Loom, and it makes it easier on your hands and joints. And also, it's just a lot of fun. Whether you need them or you love them, it's a lot of fun. Loom knitting is not a kid's toy, although sometimes it's marketed that way. It's great. It's pretty versatile and took the ease off of my joints and stuff, so that when I started, that was one of the pluses for carpal tunnel. So anyway, I'm excited to show you a few new tools that are making things easier. Kathy and her husband came up with this tool, and it's really cool. They've been working with other loom knitters and testing them for a while now, about a year now, and they have some new products out. They first started with a wooden handle, and they still have the wooden handle, and it's beautiful, but now they have resin handles, and they come in 4 different colors, and we'll be talking a little bit more about those. And they are just a simple color line, but what is really cool is now they have they have 4 different handles that are special and unique. They're really cool. They're color combined, multiple colors in there, and they represent different charities. What's really cool is each charity, for each handle you get, each charity will get a percentage of that sale. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. I'm just waiting for a few more people to hop on here. I'm looking for Kathy to jump in and let me know she's here. She's going to be on our Q&A later, but I want to make sure. Martha, you're saying hello. Facebook has changed again, so their format may be harder for some people to find you. I'm glad I was able to find you. You guys, if you would do me a favor, if you would hit the share button, just share it, share now or whatever to your own page. But if you don't mind, if you could just take an extra second and share it to the Good Knit Kisses Loom Knit and Craft Club group, to the Kiss Club group, Kiss Looming Club, that would be great. And any other club, any other group on Facebook you'd like to share it with, that would be amazing, because we are kind of low on the amount of people who normally join us, so I can tell that Facebook, yeah, it has changed like Martha is saying, so thank you for that heads up, Martha. Good morning, Wanda. Hi, Catherine. Chris says, where is Stitches, Texas? Apparently location not impacted by Harvey. It's in Irving, Texas. That's in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area, up where I am. We're about 300 miles away from where Harvey hit, on that southern and southeastern along the coast. We're not near the coast. But we do have a lot of refugees. We've already had people start coming in. So, yeah, so we're not affected up here as far as, flooding and things like that. We have had a lot of rain, but that's different. Eva, good morning. Hi, Jackie. Robin says, are there still 2 sizes? They had a small hook and a medium hook. The charity ones didn't say. Great question. They are 2 sizes, and I will be showing them to you in a second. And the charity ones, you'll be able to choose which size you want. So I do have some notes here. Once I show you the products, I'm going to kind of be reading, because I hate to kind of read off the screen when you can see me talking. That way I get all these together. So I'm waiting to see if, oh, thank you for sharing, you guys. I'm seeing people are sharing now. Hi, Alicia. Thank you so much, Jackie and Chris. Good morning, good morning. You want more loom knitting stuff? Well, thanks, Anna. Well, I'm working on it. I have a video that's sitting there for editing, and then I had to stop and do another video too. So I'm working on some things. It's just, man, I wish I had more hands sometimes. That Multiplicity movie or whatever that was, where Michael Keaton like duplicates himself. Oh gosh. Hey, good morning, Deborah. Hi, Debbie and Barb. Hey, Stephanie. Lisa Day. Hey there, girl. Good morning, Lori. Morning from New Orleans. Hi, Lisa. Well, let's see. I'm looking to see if Kathy has popped on yet. Kathy Carter. She's the owner of the Knit and Purl tool. So I want to make sure that she is here this morning. Like I said, it has the way the website, the way Facebook has changed it. It's not notifying everyone, so you have to go to my page and click on it. Anyway, so how are you guys this morning? While we're waiting for more people to join in, can you tell me if you are a loom knitter, or if you are a needle knitter, or crochet, or both, or all 3, or which you prefer? Anyway, but again, oh, good morning, Joanne. I see she's on now. Be sure we're sharing to the Good Knit Kisses group and the Kiss group and everything. I'm looking for Kathy Carter, and I don't know that she's joined on yet. So let's see if I can find her. I'm looking into live people, because I'm going to bring her in and talk about it. It looks like our number is climbing. Hey, Jen, loom only. All 3, Lori says. Melissa says loom only. Stephanie's a loom knitter. Round loom knitter. And as you guys are telling me, ooh, all 3 sounds good. I'm a beginner knitter and crocheter. Excellent, excellent. Loom knitter just starting learning more about crochet. Great, Lisa. Good morning, knit only, Colleen says. And Colleen, anybody who's knit only with needles, I have something to the side here, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. I'm so excited to tell you all about that. So we are working on new patterns and converting patterns. And if you're interested in having more patterns converted to the loom, let us know, like if you're able to do some of those and test some of them. Anyway, hopefully we can see about getting some patterns converted. I may not be able to make videos for everything. I want you guys to know how to read patterns too. Like, I love to be able to do videos for you and do some of the harder things, but I also would love to be able to just have patterns converted for you. So it's good to know. If you know how to needle knit and you know how to translate it into the round, then that helps you learn how to loom knit, or knowing the stitches, because everything is right side on the knitting loom. Mickey says loom and needles. Maria, been knitting and crocheting since 6 years old, almost 54 years. Awesome. Robin is loom and crochet. Hey, Katie. She says, loom knitter, and love your videos. Shared a few looming groups I'm in. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad to have everyone join us today. All right, I'm still looking for Kathy. Let's see if anybody notices her. You're going to have to tell me. Good morning from Colorado. I knit both needle and loom and crochet. Oh, that's awesome. Yay, everyone. Thank you so much. Jackie says, I love it all. In fact, I don't know how you do it all. I'll do all three now with the help from you as well as a few friends. That is awesome. Oh, Kathy says, I've gone to the site and clicked on videos. I have no internet connection. No. Oh my gosh. Okay. I couldn't read the rest of her message because it went away. So I have no idea. I don't know if anyone's on a desktop and can write to Kathy Carter if you know her and see what's happening. All right. I'm going to flip over and flip the camera and show you some of this stuff now. Oh man, I'm enjoying all this stuff. I'm so glad you guys have read. So if you're just joining me, we're writing if you loom knit, needle knit, crochet, 1, 2, 3, whatever you do. I'd love to know. Let me know where you're from. If you're just joining me, I'd love to know how you found me today. Oh, Teresa, congratulations. She says Loom won first place at the fair with scarf. Woohoo! Oh, that's awesome. Way to go. So many people have let me know at different times, like when they've entered fair stuff, you know, and oh man, I get so excited about that. I love that you present your work and then you win something with it, or just, and the fact that you're presenting your work, like, yes, you know, I haven't done that. We have, I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we have the Dallas Fair, but the state fair, but it's huge. It's kind of daunting, so way to go. That's awesome. That's awesome. So glad you guys are joining me. Oh, Susan says Facebook did not notify me. Otherwise, I would have forgotten. Okay. I'm a crochet and loom knitter. Only mild success since I seem to choose the wrong pattern for the wool I have and like. Oh, but I'm learning. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here though, Susan. Interesting that you say that. Yeah, I know. And there's certain yarn, like I'll get a yarn and I'm like, what do you want to be? You know, I'm like talking to the yarn. What do you want to be when you grow up? Do you do that with your yarn? So, yeah. Alicia, the new loom and double hook from KB, will it work on the Afghan loom? Yeah, it'll work on there. All right, awesome. Hey, Ellie, glad you could join us. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad that you got all this information. Okay. Oh, by the way, for our international people, there is something. Okay, next Monday, we're going to have another thing with loom knitting products come out, especially if you are international, our Australian fans, Australians out there, loom knitters, and other people in the UK and stuff. I have a solution for you for looms and even getting the knit and purl tool. So we'll be talking about that more next week. So you'll have to join me again. We start every Monday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook. I have a Friday video come out every week on YouTube. So that's the difference. So Mondays and Fridays. We're starting to do it kind of more like 5 o'clock or so on Fridays. So anyway, just so you know when videos and things come out, so you can subscribe and like here and subscribe and like on YouTube. So, all right, let's get started. If Kathy jumps in, somebody's going to have to tell me. Okay, I'm scrolling through, make sure I'm updated here. Oh, I love all these. I'm going to have to come back and read all your comments. There's a ton of awesome comments here. All right. Sweet, sweet. Okay. Okay. 2 days away from hurricane passing by us. Oh, all right, Ada. We're going to be praying for you and wishing you well. Be safe, girl. All right. Let me flip this camera. Whoops. All right. So I have, let me turn this, I have a light. Let me turn this on. Okay. Is it too dark right here? Okay. So let me pull out some of these things. All right. So if you've seen looming before, if you want to, so these are my notes off to the side. If you normally purl, what you do is you have to take your yarn and you put it below, and then you have to lift up this loop here, and then you take it off, this old one off, and you put it back on, and it requires that happening. Okay, but now you can take the knit and purl tool, and here is one. Here's my new favorite one. Look at this beauty. Isn't that beautiful? So you can see the resin, you can see through that part, and then you just take the double hook on here, and you take this longer version, and then this is a small hook, and this is a larger here, or this is medium. So you take the longer one on here, and then you go down and you scoop up with the small one, and you lift it off and put it on here. So let me see if I can get us a larger, let me get a different view here. Hold on, let me zoom in. I gotta move my tripod. Be patient with me, please. It's hard going from looking at my face to down below. All right, let me see if you guys can see that. Okay, so I take this bigger hook and I come down and I scoop it. Let me see if I can do this where y'all can see it better without hitting the camera here. So I've got my yarn down below, and I'm going to go down with this hook here, and I'm going to scoop up with the one on top. So anyway, so it takes it off and puts it right back on. Okay, so this part catches it on the way up. So you're not having to do the traditional of picking this up and scooping it off and then doing this, right? So you can use this one tool and you can knit and purl. Knit and purl. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you about what it is that we've got going on today. We've got multiple things here, and so this is your tool. This is your knit and purl tool, and this is the medium hook. And then they also now have the small hook too. So if you got smaller yarn and smaller pegs, you know, with the less of a width there. Let me get one example. Say this one. This is going to use like a sock yarn, so it's got a very narrow spot here. You can use this small one on it, right? And then on a bigger one, or here, you can use this medium, right? So that's, and it doesn't matter which loom, okay? So let's look at the different ones that they have. So I'm so excited because these purchases that you'd be making, if you get if you get the resin ones, you can choose the solid colors, or you can get these really beautiful ones here that support different charities. So we have the charities that I'm going to go through we have Embrace Grace. These are their actual colors. The Celadon color in pink. And then we have the National Breast Cancer Foundation, and you can choose if you want a small or a medium. Then there's A21. I'm going to tell you what all these different charities are. This is A21. It's orange. It has this real cool like yellow edge on it. Look how cool these are, right? Hey, good morning, Kathy. Hey, I see her jumped in. I'm so glad I looked down when I did. And then the last one is Soy Dog, and this is a purple. It's like a real deep purple going to like this this lighter purple here. It's really cool. So these are the ones for the different charities, and so I'm going to kind of go over these charities here. So, but the purchase of the resin handle tool with the corresponding charity colors at $28, $2.50. So these are $28. And then there's the other resin ones, but the ones that are designated for charities, $2.50 of that will go to that said charity. So you would say, hey, I want Embrace Grace, and then you would want either a small or medium or both, or you'd want the National Breast Cancer Foundation one. It looks like that, or A21. And again, I'll go over these in a second. And then we have Soy Dog. So I'm going to kind of go over these as well. We also have stitch markers. Yay! Isn't that cool? So I'm going to show you stitch markers as well. And we have, from the purchase of the 5 stitch markers at $12, $1.50 will go to the corresponding charity to the colors of the stitch markers. So do you guys want to see the stitch markers real quick? Look at this. So this one is A21 with the orange. And look, it's got the little ribbon on it. It says hope. Isn't that nice? So we have, this one goes here. And then we have, this one is Soy Dog. Isn't that nice? A little dangly. And then she also has stitch markers that don't have the dangles. These are the charity ones. And then we have, aren't these cute? These are the bags she sent them in for me. Thank you, Kathy. This is amazing. Isn't this awesome that she did this with her products? It was just on her heart to be able to give to some charities. I love it. This one's Embrace Grace. I do a ton with Embrace Grace every year. Embrace Grace and A21 are near and dear to my heart, and I'll tell you more about them in a minute. This is Embrace Grace with the green and the with the pink. And then this one is the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So cool. So these are the different charity ones, and then I've got some other things to show as well. And then the charity stitch markers will have 3 with dangles and I'm sorry, 3 with no dangles, like this, okay, and then 2 with dangles. They're made from metal and beads in the same colors that the Knit and Purl tool is made in, and the stitch markers with the dangles will have the ribbon with the word hope. Okay, so those are the ones that are with the charity stitch markers. And then she has other stitch markers as well. So just to go into this one right here, this one is, I'm gonna set these aside so you know which one I'm talking about. This one is Embrace Grace, and the handle color is green and pink. It's a charity that inspires the church to love on single and pregnant young women and their families. They've ignited what they call pro-love movement across the nation and actually internationally. It's in several countries. They've, excuse me, and it makes the church a safer place for single moms to run to when they find out they're pregnant, instead of the last place they're welcome because of shame and guilt. And then for further information, you can go to Embrace Grace, visit their website at embracegrace.com and embracegrace.com/blog. And then the telephone number, you can rewind this back later, is 817-755-8484. And what I do is twice a year, they have these different semesters, and they have like a 12-week course. And at the end of this 12-week course, they have a giant baby shower, and each mom, they call them a bloom, really sweet. They have their own banquet table, and people will kind of adopt them, and then they buy all these gifts that are on their list that kind of go, they're like new equipment, not just giving like used equipment or anything like that, new baby stuff or handmade stuff, and they all have like a big banquet table full of gifts for these women. And whether they have one baby or twins, or even if they end up giving their baby for adoption, they actually celebrate the mom as well. And it's all about pro-love. It's not about anti-pro-choice or anything like that. It's all about loving on people, and I really love that. So anyway, I support them, and I always my group and other people nationwide will even send in stuff for this, and we give one handmade item to each person who is in the program that semester. So we could do anywhere from 30 to 60 a semester, and we do that twice a year. So anyway, so that's what that is. That's Embrace Grace. Then there's also the National Breast Cancer Foundation, and the handle color is pink, and it's this cool little mottled colored pink. I was trying to see if I can, yeah, you can see through it there like that. Let's see. You see that? Isn't that pretty? And so it is recognized as one of the leading breast cancer organizations in the world. The NBCF is helping women now by providing early detection, education, and support services to those affected by breast cancer. The National Breast Cancer Foundation is a recipient of Charity Navigator's highest 4-star rating for 12 years. The NBCF provides support through their National Mammography Program, Patient Navigation, and Beyond the SOC. And for those who are or know someone who is going through breast cancer, please visit nbcf.org. So that is National Breast Cancer Foundation. Again, these are $28, and $50 of that goes to the charity. And if you also, before I go on, if you buy 2 resin handles, no matter what the color is, if you buy 2 resin handles, you actually get a wooden one for free. Isn't that cool? So, so that's this one here. Oh, and just so you know, the Embrace Grace one, they also do this really cool thing called Love in a Box. And whenever you find out you're pregnant at a pregnancy center, you know, they always give you all this information. Well, you will get a, for ones who are participating in it and they have this Love in a Box, and it's just all this stuff to like really bless you and encourage you. There's even a baby onesie in there that says best gift ever. It's really sweet. But what I think is amazing is other women who've gone through and been through that same thing, other people who want to encourage them will write notes, and there's a really sweet love note of encouragement in the box with them. All right, so the next one is A21. This is also one that's near and dear to my heart. This is about trafficking. This A21 is a nonprofit organization fueled by the radical hope that human beings everywhere will be rescued from bondage and completely restored. By supporting A21, we're joining them as the new abolitionists of the 21st century. In the 21st century, there's millions of slaves, and it is a $150 billion industry. And out of the millions of slaves, only 1% is ever rescued. The heart of A21 is for the one woman, the one man, the one child trapped and exploited, unable to see another end to their story. At A21, they see the one and fight for the one. To support A21, to end human trafficking and to give that one freedom, independence, and the chance at a better life. And every number represents a human life. Every rescue brings us closer to being the last generation sold. And for further information, please telephone A21 at 949-202-4681. And A21 can also be reached on their website at A21, so the letter A, 21.org. So A21 is one that I gave seed money to several years ago. I think I gave whatever I had in my wallet, which was probably $20, $30 at the time. I don't remember. I was at a women's conference, and Christine Kane came up, and she said, she was talking about it and showed us the video, and they had already started rescuing people in Greece, and it was incredible. And her heart is for the one woman and is absolutely genuine. And so A21 is huge. If you have been following me for a while, at least since last year, you know that I went on a mission trip, and we worked with people who were being rescued, and learning more about that, about the sex trafficking industry. It's really is all piled in the sex industry, and it's so amazing what they do. This last one, this purple one, it's really beautiful, very deep purple going to the light purple. This is Soy Dog. And the team of Soy Dog are fighting relentlessly to end all butchering and consumption of dog meat. One of the biggest challenges is raising awareness at the plight of street dogs and cats. Many were stolen family pets in Asia, and to bring the horrors of dog meat trade to more people who have no knowledge that this is even going on. Soy Dog receives no government support and rely totally on people for funding their work. Over 90% of all donations Soy Dog receives go directly to the Animal Welfare Program. For more information, go to soydog.org. That's SOIDOG.org. All the links are going to be in the description, actually, above this video, and you'll be able to click on those. I've already got them included, so as soon as the video ends, you'll see that, unless anybody puts them down below for you. I'm very, actually, let me see if I can, no, I won't be able to do it while I'm talking. I was going to see if I could paste it in there. We will be putting this video up on YouTube to let people know, so when you see it, if you'll share that video as well, that would be great. It lets people know even about just these charities by themselves. I think it's beautiful what Knit and Purl Tool is doing, Kathy and her husband. It's a beautiful thing, right? Big love and hugs to Kathy. So these, again, the resin handles are $28, and $2.50 goes to the charities. I hope you've gotten to know more about their heart on these. They're also going to be selling the Knit and Purl tool in red, blue, yellow, and green. They're not charity tools, so the purchase of those tools, no money is donated to the charity. So if you just want a solid color, or say you want one of those solid colors but want one charity one, you could do that. If you bought 2 resin handles, you do get a wooden handle included. The wooden handle ones are $12.50. Also, they're selling the stitch markers, 5 for $12, like we were talking about. Okay, the other ones I have are, look at this. So these are some of the other dangles that they have. And I don't have the side up, so I can't, but this is like the other, like, so this is the Embrace Grace one that matches. See that? So there's the Hope dangle, and then there's this one with that doesn't have the little dangle, so you would get that. And then we have the other A21. And Kathy will have to tell me about the other dangles that I have here. And then this one goes with Embrace Grace. And then we have the National Breast Cancer Foundation. See how the ones without the dangle on them? And they fit on the pegs nicely, just like that. Here's your ones with the dangle. Isn't that nice? So just so you know how they fit on the pegs. And here is this is a Soy Dog one. And then here's some more of the dangles that she sent. The dangles are really nice. Look at that cute little owl. Isn't that cute? So these are all the dangles. And then they also have these, Kathy, you're gonna have to tell me the name of them, but on her site, she has, from the resin that's left over when she makes these, they made these really cool little molds, and they're like this extra thing, and you can see them on the site. And look at all the ones she sent me. To me, they look like little candies. I think they're kind of cool and decorative. And you can get a grouping of them just for fun. Aren't these neat? So this is the Knit and Purl tool and the charity tools. Isn't that nice? Okay, so I also have, I'm trying to get some stuff out of the way here. I also have giant knitting needles, you guys. Look at these. Dun, 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 dun. So we have giant knitting needles. If you have been wanting to get like some big roving, and you go to your Fiber Fest and you get a ton of roving, you can use these big giant knitting needles, and they're totally long. I think they're, what, 30 inches or so? No, they're 40.5 inches. They are $60. They are 4 3/4 inch in diameter around. And yes, you can knit with them, but using obviously extremely bulky yarns, or you can create your own yarn by pulling, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 strands of yarn together, holding them as one. And anyway, she recommends having a large area to work with because they're 40.5 inches long. They're really great. And in fact, I think in between time, I'm going to have a really cool way to decoratively hang them up on my wall because, wow, isn't that awesome? So if you want to complete your set of needles, you got to get these puppies, right? So these are new. She hasn't started selling them yet or shipping them yet. They are, did I say they're $60 plus shipping and handling, and they came very well protected to me in a long box. And oh, all right, let me put this aside here. And do you have any love for those? Oh, here, and you could use like big yarn like this too. This is that big yarn at Michael's, but I would use roving yarn, you know, like that real thick, I call it fresh yarn from the sheep. Yeah. So let's see, what else I want to show you. Oh, so coming back into these, I just found my notes on it. These are assorted goodies right here. And they're just cute little ornaments made of shapes of flowers and candies and butterflies. And they're sold in assorted colors for $4 for $5. So they're fun to have. Okay. And I keep mine in a jar, and I just decoratively put them in a jar, and you put them in your supplies. And I keep mine out on my buffet. And then I just set it out and play with it. It's like the little ships in the bottle. So that is, I can't even talk. That is that. And I want to have Kathy on to talk more about this, to answer your questions. And I'm going to flip the, oh, Kathy says it's hard to get much done with the giant needles because you're laughing so hard. Yeah. Aren't these nice? So I really would love to have Kathy on. Kathy, are you ready to come on today? And we can answer questions. Be sure and write your questions. Yeah, and we want to go to knit and spell out A-N-D, Purl, P-U-R-L, tool, Tool.com. And, okay, so let's see, Kathy is ready. I'm going to flip the camera here. Let me get it ready. I got to back off a little bit here. Thank you for your patience while I change the... I'm going to change my deal here. All right, ready? Haha! I got to turn that off. Oh, there we go. All right, awesome. I'm going to have Kathy invite her into the joining us. Be sure and type any questions that you have. I don't know if it was a mistake by somebody. They hit the little angry button on the emojis, so sometimes that's a mistake. I will say that the Embrace Grace charity is it's near and dear to my heart. Sometimes people get upset because they think that it's about one thing, and it's not. It's purely about loving on people where they are and equipping them. And it's about coming alongside someone and saying, we love you, you can do this, okay? And right now it's hard, and sometimes it's not even about you can do this. It's about, it's okay, like, cry it out, and then shore them up and have them alongside them and come along and you know, just be there with them side by side. So anyway, I'm so happy that you're on. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kristen. Hi, everyone.
So I gotta sit a little further over, that way you can see me in the middle. What's funny is when you pull people into Facebook, it moves us. There she is. Hey, you look beautiful.
There. Thank you. I'm waving to everyone out there. Thank you all.
Yay. Well, it is awesome what you're doing. I love it. You know, not everybody in business chooses to even give to charity, let alone give portions of their sales, but really dedicating and making singular products for those people is a beautiful picture of love. And I love that you came to me and you were like, what are your favorite charities? And you really dug in and you researched those. And ultimately that decision was up to you, because I don't see any funds from this. I mean, you know, just so everybody knows, I'm doing this for her. Like, this is not a paid advertisement. I love what she's got here. She's got a great product, but she's also got a great heart above it all, and giving back to people. So that's how I feel about it. So you want to tell us a little bit more? Anything that I may have left out that maybe you're like, oh, I really want to tell them?
No, I think you pretty well covered everything. Frank and I are very happy to be a part of the charities and to give back. I worked a lot of years in an environment where I saw a lot of abuse, and I think this is an excellent way to help those who are helping as well. You know, like you say, putting back into it and to end the abuse, to end breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know a lot of people have been through them.
Yeah. Yeah. And really all of them, people get hurt in all of that, people and animals. So we have
Yes,
Embrace Grace, where people are shamed and they may leave their baby to die. You know, I mean, like it may not be necessarily about abortions. It may be about abandonment. It may be about there's just something happening in their life and they really need someone to speak life into them. Breast cancer, they need people to speak life into them and come alongside them. It's not just about helping pay for research. You know, it's having that support and care and knowing that someone else is there. Yeah. So it's not necessarily about that. Soy Dog, I mean, abuse of the dogs, outright killing, not even just hurting, but killing them. And yeah. And then we have A21, ultimate enslaving and, you know, for years, and abuse. And it's just, even saving one person can impact.
Right. You know, I think a lot of people don't realize that slavery is still going on today in the 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
And A21 helps to bring that forward so people do see it and know that slavery is not gone. It is still here, and it must end.
Yes. And it can actually be happening in your backyard, and you have no idea. We went to Shreveport just last year, Shreveport, Louisiana. We were actually leaving from our hotel. They had us, our church put us up in the Marriott. We paid for it, but it was a Marriott courtyard. It's a nice church, right? And I mean, a nice hotel, right? So we're coming out, and we had packed. I was loading the car up and had ladies giving me stuff, and we actually witnessed a worker. She was being stalked, and she didn't know it. We didn't know it. We actually end up coming alongside her. This man he had been stalking her. He knew her schedule. She was coming in at 7 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday, and he tried to take her. And it was not her boyfriend.
That's horrible.
It was horrible. And we had, only because we had really been trained and aware of things happening, we were actually watching for more things. And you would have thought maybe this is her boyfriend she had a fight with. Well, long story short, it wasn't. And we actually, the owner of the courtyard came up around the same time we had, and he wasn't supposed to be there, or the general manager. He had just felt like he should just skip church and come on in. And he came up, and he was in plain clothes. He was a real tall gentleman. And but this man was trying to pull her into the car. And we all at the same time were like, what are you doing? Leave her alone. Put her down. He was trying to pull her in. And so it was just amazing what happened. We find out she's married, has a couple kids. She got up early, ironed their shirts for church, and then she went on to work, you know, and it was like that happened in front of us. And A21 is about rescuing those people who have been taken. And anyway, it's amazing. So I'm excited that you made a tool for them. And so a portion goes to the sales. The Soy Dog is amazing. The Soy Dog is the purple one. And then we have, and again, the links are going to be in the description, everyone. The pink one is the Breast Cancer Foundation, National Breast Cancer Foundation. And then we have Embrace Grace. And I always say that with a smile. Hashtag pro-love. Anyway, so
very true.
That one's dear to my heart. So, and then your stitch markers. Can you tell me a little bit more about the stitch markers? Because I think I may have fuddled that.
Oh no, you did a wonderful job, Kristen. I make them in different sizes. Some are a little larger, some are a little smaller. I had someone say to me the other day, well, love your stitch markers, but I'm using these really small pegs, so I need my stitch markers a little smaller. So if anyone is wanting to order stitch markers and they want to send me a little note that say, hey, this kind of looms I'm using.
Okay.
You know, if you're using like a brand for like a Kiss Loom, you know, those stitch markers that you had there probably wouldn't work as well on them.
Yeah, maybe
so if
new
people want to, right.
Okay.
And then the knitting board ones as well. You know, so if people let me know what kind of looms they're planning on using it with, then I'll be able to make sure they will get stitch markers that will work with them.
Okay.
And if they're thinking about a knit and purl tool, but not real sure what size hooks to get, or even if the knit and purl tool will work for them, they can send me a message and we can talk about it and go from there.
Oh.
I've had people say, you know, I'm making this kind of project, but this is mostly the yarns that I use. Will the Knit and Purl help me? And, you know, if I don't think it's going to work for them, I'm going to let them know. You know, I don't think it will. If you want to give it a try, it doesn't work, you can always send it back.
Yeah.
We're all about making sure people get what they need, and that's going to make looming even a more pleasant experience, although looming is an absolute wonderful thing as it is.
Yeah.
So just get in contact with me if anyone has any questions about anything. More than happy to answer and help them out.
Awesome. Awesome. I thought I had a kiss loom I could just reach and grab. So
yeah, I put little,
yeah.
I put little claws on those because they'll fit right in there, so they can actually attach to the peg,
Really?
and not have to go around the pin. So I can actually add things like that to them if people, if that's what they're primarily using.
That's awesome.
I can add those. I'm more than happy to do whatever I can to help people out, and just let me know what they need, and I'll take care of it.
That's awesome. So you add the now I'm intrigued. So the claws, they grab on a little bit better, and so if you move your loom, maybe you're not risking of that, or they just help.
Well, the little claw, you know, like how the kiss looms are set with kind of like that U shape, it'll actually snap. The claw will fasten on that particular peg, so it'll actually go around like one end of the peg, so it'll stay secure, and you don't have to worry about trying to put it around a pin behind it or anything.
How cool.
And I wish I had sent you some, Chris, and I never even thought to do that, but I'll get some in the mail so you can actually see what I'm talking about and try it out on the kiss looms, but they do work really well.
That's awesome. So, and you have photographs of that on your website too, right?
Yes, I do believe there is a photograph of the oh my gosh, stitch markers with claws on them.
Awesome.
They're
well, good.
They're a lot of fun to make.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of little dangles I'll put on them, from the little flowers, just a little sparkly little beads. There's just a lot of different things I put on them.
Here's some of the ones she made. I love this little hoot owl one. It's adorable.
I know, I love the owls. They are a lot of fun.
I need to put it on one of these. I still like to call, I know it's a stitch marker, a stitch holder, but I always want to call it like a diaper pin.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, I've gone to shows before where they you know, like a market, and then they'll sell them and have them on these holders. And anyway, I'm just showing everybody what all she's done. So she's got quite a variety here, and they're nice. They're smooth. I mean, I'm not finding any rough edges as I play with them. Let's see if anybody has. I'm just scrolling through while I hold this up. Chris says, can the stitch markers be used on needles? Do you have any that are detachable that can be used for crochet? I realize you mostly do things for looms, but I'm interested in supporting with the purchase. Oh, excellent. Okay. Yes, Chris, these can be used on needles. She is, let's see, she has made them nice and big. This is a size 10.5. No, this is a size 10, a US 10 size here. No, this is 10.5. Anyway, so this is fitting quite nicely on here. Let me see if I've got another size that's big enough. Anyway, so you can see how generous that is.
And I can make them smaller or bigger if need be. Now, I think it's safe to say they probably will not fit on the giant knitting needles. So I would definitely have to make some a lot bigger for those. But that just won't work.
You know,
I'm more than happy to give it a go, though.
Well, I don't think they're needed as much. Usually on those giant ones, it's not really needed. What I've done in that case is taken like a worsted weight yarn and like made my own stitch marker, you know. I mean, and in fact, you could use a rubber band.
Yes, Eva is asking about that she had purchased one of the Knit and Purl tools when they first came out and wanted to know about the strength of, I'm thinking she's referring to the shaft. We'd added a sleeve to the shaft, which actually adds support to them. We have lengthened the shaft, and have added that sleeve. And so far, I have not had anyone come back to me and say they have bented the shafts or anything. But if that does happen, just please get in touch with me and we'll get things taken care of for you. So, yeah, they do look a lot different now than they did when we first started out in last November.
That's good. Yeah, there was, I don't have it in reach. I'm sorry I didn't grab it. It's a little weird today. I have my kids home with me today. But it's kind of hard to focus in on this, but there is a little sleeve that's on here. And one that I had received from you, one of the first or second generations, it had kind of, I know it wasn't tape, but it had like a coloration to it and you could see it and it wasn't as stable, sturdy. This is strong. These aren't pulling apart or anything. I'm still holding this thing. I was showing you my rubber band. That's my stitch marker.
I'm waiting to see you use it, Kristen.
I know. I'm going to have to do it on another day where I get it set and I have room, because in my studio, I don't have room.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. I'm going to have to get my roving out and do like a live demo or something. I don't know. I'll be brave and show you an aerial body shot.
Yeah, and make sure there's no one near you, no pets or anyone near you, especially when you go in to do those purl stitches. That's a lot of fun. But yes, what you're showing there now is the shafts have been lengthened, and that really does help with the slider ends of a lot of your like loom, sock looms and things, and the shaft does help give that stability to the tool. Yeah. By adding that sleeve to the shaft.
Yeah. And just so people know how big my hands are, I'm 6'1", and I'm a big girl, and my hands are the same size as my husband. So this is how big it is. And to me, it feels nice, and it's smooth. I can easily hold it here where it's rounded. I can rotate it really easily. I can hold it this way. I can hold it like a pencil very easily. I don't think it's too big. Another brand is a little bit wider at the top. Yeah, it's wider at the top than this one. And so I've heard some people say that that's just a hair too big. And so this one actually is bigger. It's smaller. That one's bigger than this one. And so it's easier to, hold in that case. But yeah, and it's really cool. I love how you can see through it on the ends. Like, now these are the charity ones. The ones that are like this are all the charity ones, y'all. The solid ones that you have are the ones that are just those standard. So people were asking me again to say the price. They're $28, and the charity ones, $250, go to that charity. And then the solid ones are still $28. None of it goes back to charity. However, you were also saying that if you purchase 2 resin wood, you would be shipping a wood with them, a wooden one.
Correct.
And is it that smaller handle one, or is it the longer one?
Well, the wooden handles are pretty much the same size they were back in November.
Okay.
Now, the hooks are all the same, whether they're on the wooden handle or on the resin handle. They're all going to have that sleeve for strengthening the shafts and things. Now, and the wooden ones also come in the medium and the small hooks. The only difference really is the handle.
Well, these are really nice.
You had asked, we were talking one day and regarding will they chip if you drop them.
Thank you. Yes.
I have dropped them because I get all Frank's leftovers. I have dropped them on concrete, on carpet, on tile, from standing or setting. They have not chipped or broke. But should that happen to someone, send me a message, and again, we will work with you and get it taken care of. But so far, there's no breakage.
Wow. Okay, that's really good to know. I know that you had told me about the carpet and tile and said it was okay, but concrete, I tend to do that. Or like I get out of the car and I've got my stuff with me, and like somehow that would fall out or something weird. Like that just happens to me. I'm just,
And it's so aggravating to buy something and then to accidentally drop it, and then it's all chipped up or broken.
Yeah.
So we understand this, and we do work with people on it. Yeah. All they have to do is just let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not talking about rocket launching your resin tool. That would be
Right.
not typical, but a typical use is
Correct.
what she's talking about here. So I want to go back. Ellie DeVivo had a question. DeVito, why do I do that every time? Anyway, Ellie has a question. She wants to know what U.S. size the ginormous needle is. I want to say you said it was 4
Good
3/4, and
question.
I don't know. Right? We didn't.
It's about 4.5 inches in diameter, and I really don't know what that would break down to a needle size.
Yeah.
I just call them gigantic knitting needle. And someone had asked if we do debit or PayPal. Yes, we go through PayPal.
Okay. I have some, I'm trying to find a biggest one. The biggest one I have is, okay, I have a US 50, which is a 25 millimeter. And this one is, sorry, I keep having to reach for stuff. Just to give her an idea, I can measure it while you're chatting. I don't know if you see any other questions while I'm looking. But.
Angie was wanting to know, would it work well with people who have issues? And yes, they do. I have carpal tunnel, so in both my wrists, and my fingers will go numb. But when I use a knit and purl tool, it may be the way that I hold it, because I hold it like a pencil,
Mm-hmm.
and the movement on the wrist is different.
Mm-hmm.
So I do not have any issues with that. So if someone does have like a carpal tunnel or can only use like one hand, it definitely is worth giving a try to.
Mm-hmm. Just so you know, Ellie, I measured it. Of course, it's 4.5, but I measured my other one, which was a US 50 at 25 millimeter. And while I can't tell you the millimeter on it, it is 3. So this one is a circumference of 3 around. And just to give you an idea, I'm going to see if I can do like an end-on-end shot without hitting anything. So you can see the difference. So if you've been wanting to do one of those, like, you know how there's a lot of people who do those big Etsy blankets that are so popular?
Mm-hmm.
You can,
or that arm knitting.
The
with
arm
that
knitting.
The arm.
Yeah, and thank you for pointing that out. So the arm knitting, to me, it's great, but what do you have to do? What do you do when you have to go to the bathroom? You know, or like you want to just set it down, you want to get some water, you know, are you really going to be sitting there? And if you have some physical ailments where you can't be, maybe you can't be using your arms like that, or maybe, you know, if you can rig up one of these and work it, even turning it on its side or between your legs or something, depending upon your abilities, I think it'd be nice to have one that isn't stuck on your arms, you know, and it holds more stitches for sure.
Yeah.
So,
I've made a blanket on the giant knitting needles.
Did you?
And I did it in the knit stitch. I didn't do any purl stitches with it, and it turned out good.
Yeah,
really
and because
big.
it's so heavy, it probably did it curl on you at all, or probably not because it was so heavy?
It didn't curl at all.
Yeah.
Even just with the knit stitches, I didn't get any curling on the edges.
Okay. Well, you were, I guess, because you got garter stitch. Did you do a stocking knit at all? Have you? Okay.
I just did the knit stitch.
Okay.
And I think maybe due to the weight of the yarn is why it didn't curl any.
Well, yeah.
If trouble with that.
Well, if you did it all, I wasn't thinking, but yeah, with all knit stitches, it's a garter stitch anyway, so it's not going to curl. But if you do a knit on one side and then flip it and then do the purl on the other side, then you'll get the stocking knit. But I've seen people do that, and because due to the weight of it, it usually lays flat because there's so much weight, you know. So anyway.
Yes, and Chris is saying they can't imagine working with those. Well, you got to give them a try because they are a lot of fun. Just don't hit anybody. Have a nice big area around you for no people or pets or anything you don't want broken.
This is pure. I mean, I'm not saying to buy this for decorative purposes, but seriously, I'm going to be putting them on a wall in a place where it's going to look like a decorative purpose in between use. Like, they're so cool, you know. Now I'm thinking, okay, because now I have these, and I have my large Tunisian, and then I have a large wooden loom that from Markman Farms. She's no longer in business making looms anymore, She's still around, but she's just not making looms anymore. And anyway, it's a giant loom, and I'm like, man, I need all 3 of these like up on the wall, like boom. And then when I want them, I just take them down and work with them. You know. Anyway, I think it's really cool, like ode to our hobbies, right?
Ava's asking if we have a Facebook page. We don't have a Facebook page. You can go to our website. We've got a lot of information there, plus some demos. But that's all we have. But there's a lot of information on the webpage.
Yes, on the webpage. And then also, if you want videos demonstrating it over and over again, Catherine Dubberly, she is the answer lady on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube and look for the answer lady, her name is Catherine or Kate. On Facebook, she's known as one name, but she's Catherine Dubberly, the answer lady. And anyway, I think it's easier if you go to her YouTube channel and you can see the Knit and Purl tool in action. So she's got some great ones, especially if you're a KISS user as well. The demonstration is, I think most of them are on the KISS loom, but she does have some demonstrations on the knitting board all-in-one loom, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, she has to use that.
Okay.
Someone made a comment that the giant knitting needles would be a good burglar stopper. Someone tried to break into your house.
It would be a what?
You could stop a burglar if they entered the house. Yes, I thought that was a good one, and yeah, they could be used for that.
I'm silly, and I watch weird The Walking Dead. So, I know it's
good
hilarious.
show.
Do you watch it?
I've seen a few of the episodes. I liked it. Yeah. That would work good.
But I've actually thought like this would be the best apocalypse tool. I mean, not that it's, you know. Anyway, but I was like, okay, so what we need to do is we could take all the old clothes and make them into strips, and when we would knit ourselves like a fence.
Good. Well, I could just imagine the police report if you had to stop a burglar and they said, yes, I hit them with my knitting needle. Can you imagine that in a police report?
I imagine it's been in one before.
It could have been. It could have been.
Marianne, the website is knit, like KNIT, and ANDPURL, so for Purl, tool, TOOL.com, right? .com?
Right.
So knitandpurltool.com, spell it all out, and Kathy's got all that on there. And again, contact her if we've said something that you're not quite seeing on the page, because she will customize your order for you. I'm so glad. I hope we didn't miss any questions, but Kathy will probably be checking out all the comments, and if she spots something, or Kathy Boris, she's real good. She comes in sometimes and will respond for things too. Other people who know about the product may respond. So write your questions on here, and hopefully we can get you the answer that you need. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. I don't know if I missed anybody's question, but hopefully we'll get to it later. I want to be good with your time too, because I know we're just going to be wrapping up here. So I thank you so much for coming on and for doing what you're doing. I think it's valuable. It's valuable to the community, and it's also valuable to the charities as well. So thank you so much. All right. Well, we're going to say goodbye and send you some love. If you guys love what you saw today, would you please give Kathy some hearts, send her out with some hearts and some love, and love it, love it.
And make sure if you have any questions, just send them to me. You can either do a message to me or just send me an email, and I'm more than happy to talk over and help you out if you have any issues or concerns, or just want to ask me something.
Yeah. She's a wealth, and if she doesn't know, she'll get back with you and find out that answer. And thank you again, Kathy. I appreciate it so much. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
So thank you again for joining me. I'm so glad to have Kathy on here. Didn't you guys love having her here? I love having the owner of the company come on. She is awesome for what she's doing. And anyway, all right, well, you guys take care. Next week we will be back again. We're going to have a company on here where you can buy these things overseas a little bit easier. PETA, if you know her, and ilovelooming.com. You're going to see some of that stuff there. And be sure and watch out for new videos every Friday on YouTube from me. Go to youtube.com/goodknitkisses. Hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell icon for notifications, and you will get emails with that. If you want to check out our blog, our website, and go to the newsletter for new updates coming up for all the loom knitting and needle knitting and crochet, go to goodknitkisses.com. Thank you guys for coming on. I hope you have a great day, and happy knitting and crochet. Bye, everyone.